Burke, as mentioned before. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Because I didn't even give any information. She just went and hunted around and found it. So it's always so neat. I was telling the ladies over here when I was sitting. Can you hear me, first of all?
Yes.
Okay. I was telling the ladies when I was sitting over here that I didn't gather the information correctly. So I didn't really know what time I was going to speak, how long I was going to speak today. So I wrote 8 pages. I'm not going to give you 8 pages. I'm going to give you the condensed version of that. How about that? Okay. And I'm just going to be up here for a few minutes. I understand that as we gathered together today, we were kind of looking for a little bit of inspiration. And with all that's going on, we've got Irma going on, and we've got, this is the end of we're winding down to the end of the year. We've got the kids back in school. We've got all this turmoil around here. And besides, the vast majority of you are business owners, and those who are not are either building careers or changing careers or leaving careers. So there's a lot of change going on, which means you're on a journey. Everybody's on a journey. They're on their way somewhere to get someplace that they all just found as kind of an optimal solution. Where do I want to go? If you've already decided what your optimal desired space spot is, the place where you close your eyes and you say, it would be lovely to be there. And everybody's heading to be there, wherever that there is for them. But in order to have that space, that picture in your mind, you got to get there. You got to take that journey. And that journey, just like Irma, sometimes brings you surprises. It brings you things you didn't expect. Some things are cool because, sometimes ice cream shows up. And that's a wonderful thing. But then sometimes Irma shows up. And you're like, holy cow, where'd that come from? Was not planning for it, did not ask for it, do not want it, and it's going to change everything. So it's going to disrupt me for a while. It's kind of like, if anybody has ever traveled I-75, they've never finished it since 1959. It is under constant construction is I-75, right? So when you are faced with the newest construction, the newest barrier area, the newest thing you have to work your way around, we typically look for a detour. Something we decide, this is the path I'm going to take. Or you pull out your GPS and you say, okay, route me a path to where I want to go. And you follow that path. Are you still going to the same destination? Of course you are. You're still going there. You're going a different path. Did you run into a detour on the way? Yes. Does a detour mean you can't get where you want to go? No. Just means you got to move around it. Under it, over it, whatever the case may be. You know us. We're fighters. We'll figure out a way. We'll find a way when there is no way. We need to. We'll all get together and push it out of the way. But, and you do that for everybody in your life. Everybody. You do it for your kids. You do it for your spouses. You do it for your jobs. You do it for your business. You do it for your friends. You will kick in, jump in. Just about everybody here will kick in and jump in and move a barrier, get around it, do a GPS run for somebody else. But when you're trying to get to your destination, sometimes you're like, I don't know what to do. It's not where I want to go. It's in my way. And if you get mad enough, you'll fight it. But initially you go, it's in my way, When you are looking at heading down that journey and getting to the place that you want to be at. By the way, does everybody know where they want to be? No. You don't? Here's the thing about where you want to be. Where you want to be is kind of like, who do I want to be when I grow up? Yep. It changes depending upon what stage and phase you are in your life. Okay, so who do I want to be when I grow up is as valid a question at 18 as it is at 65. Who do I want to be when I grow up? Because I've grown and I've gone through this phase, this change, this activity, this, whatever. And so now I'm here. Okay, so who do I want to be when I grow to the next stage? And everybody's got some optimal, some idea where they say, you know what, I would love to spend lots of time doing this, that, thus, or the other. That picture in your head, you close your eyes and you go, oh, I want to be there. I want to be where that is. And I found that out really by mistake. I had this image in my head of what it would be like when I finally stopped working and I ended up retired, and I envisioned myself in this lovely house with a lanai, and there's a pool out there, and I've got friends that we hang out with, and we go to lunch every now and again, and we go on shopping trips, and twice a year we go on a shopping excursion out of the country. This was in my head, okay?
Can I be in there?
My mother looked at me and she said, where'd you get that vision from? I don't know, it appeared one day and I hung in there. I was like, I like that idea. But that was down the road. That was the destination I wanted to get to. Where was I? Nowhere near that. I was a chronic workaholic, which means I got even to the point where I would rearrange my personal life in order to accommodate something that had to happen for the business, for the job. And after a while, my friends that loved me dearly, when I was engaging with them, decided, you know what, let's not ask her, she ain't gonna come. And so they stopped asking. And then after they stopped asking, then my family members are saying, well, we'll keep inviting her, but you know she's not going to come. So don't even, just invite her, and we won't worry about saving a spot for her. And they were right. Because even though I wanted to be here, I was doing something else. So how was I going to get to my optimal outcome? I was not on the path for it, let me tell you. And we had something happen, I forgot what happened, but something happened, and the company had to close the office building for about a month. So we all had to work from home, which everybody would normally think, yay. But what happened was I ended up sitting at home working from home, and I was like, ooh, other than the people I worked with every day, I didn't spend time with anybody. That did not sound like hanging out with girlfriends on the Riviera. It did not. And so at that point I had to make a decision. I had to say, in order to get to my optimal outcome, in order to follow the path to get there, I had to make a decision. I had to stop right then and say, you know what, the picture in my head, I want that. I'm committed to having that. That's the thing that I want. And when I did that, amazingly enough, when I did that, all of a sudden, I found that things along my regular activities popped up and said, oh, well, if you do this, you'll have more flexibility. If you change the company if you change your clients, the types of clients that you go after, you'll have a little more flexibility. If you readjust, when I was working for another company, if you readjust and request, you're doing all kinds of, you're bending into a pretzel, you're Gumby for the company, so ask them for something. If you ask them for a little bit more flexibility, maybe you can go to your cousin's wedding. Hadn't been to a wedding in a while, and there were several, but I hadn't been to one. I showed up at that wedding. They were like, oh, she came. Like, we don't have a seat for her. I was scrambling. Then they're like, oh, well, yeah, we did invite you. Get a spot. And I ended up at the family table. But it was purely coincidental, because they absolutely did not expect me to come. When the expectations that people have of you, that you're not going to be in their lives, then they don't make room for you. When you have expectations of other people to be in your life, and they don't show up on a regular basis, you should no longer have room for them, because they're not coming. And why keep saving the space? They're not coming. Until they hit their epiphany moment, they're not coming. So keep inviting them, because you want them to know you love them. But don't keep saving space for them. Use that space for something else until they get it. And when they get it, then you can bring them back in. But they have to get it. Nobody was going to be able to tell me, you need to go to so-and-so's wedding, you need to go to this anniversary, you need to go to this. Nobody was able to tell me that because my answer was, I'm busy. I got things to do. I'm busy. I can't make it. I'm so sorry. And they're like, okay. So I had to make the commitment for the picture in my head to happen, and then I started noticing that I started looking for, paying attention to opportunities to have what I wanted. I started getting my inspiration along the way because I actually had something I was thinking for. I had something I was considering that I wanted. I was working toward a, dare I say it, goal. I had a goal. And goals are not always money, and they're not always, fame and fortune, although those are nice. But sometimes a goal is, I want this lifestyle. I want to be able to live this way. So I want my house, and I want my lanai, and I want my pool, and I want to hang out, and I want to, twice a year, go out of the country and shop. Of course I want all of this. They're like, and I'm looking at my bank account, and I'm like, ooh, it's not there. But it's what I want to do. So then this is what I learned. Because I thought, okay, so I'm breaking down the pictures in the optimal outcome that I want. So in that picture, I saw friends, I saw travel, I saw a nice house, I saw a pool, I was dressed lovely. I saw shopping, I saw all kinds of things that I wanted. Okay, so these are things that I want. So along the way, I have to prepare or position myself so that either I can go get them or they can come to me. Come to me is better. But you need to position yourself so that you can get the things that you want. And along the way, you will find those items, those activities, those opportunities for you to move in that direction. And the path that you may have been on, whereas my life trajectory that I wanted it was moving this way. And where I was moving was that way. And I wasn't going to get back here unless I was going to make this broad turn this way at some point. And I did at some point. I decided I'm on this trajectory, but it's not where I want to be. So let me pull out my life GPS and tell myself, of all the things that I want, where are they? Just like when you're going to a city you've never been to before, and you're like, well, where's this item and where's that item? And you pull out a map and you say, well, I want to go here and I want to go there. And you start plotting the path to get there. Well, I started plotting the path to get to the thing I wanted that I said, yep, I want to have that. I guess I just thought it was going to magically appear. And along the way, things came about that showed me how to make the detours, how to make the turns, how to make the shifts so that I could get there. When I finally decided that the one thing I absolutely had to give up was the workaholic thing, then that was a serious decision for me, because that was a habit change. Ooh, habit changes. I got to do something different. Not, other things do different around me. I have to do something different. So I had to decide, you know what? I'm not going to work till 8 o'clock at night and then bring my laptop home and connect to the internet and eat dinner in front of the TV and then work again till midnight, 11 or midnight. I'm not going to do that anymore. And I thought, well, what's my manager going to say? I've got commitment. They depend on me. Yeah, that's what I had decided. They depend on me. They do depend on you. And you know what? If you do it, they expect it. And the one time that you stop doing it, then they decide, well, what's wrong? Why did you change? You're not meeting your expectations because you set an expectation that is way higher than you ever should have set for yourself, that completely constrained and hurt you and gave all the benefit for your life essence and effort to somebody else. You gave it away. And then when you decided you wanted it back, their response is, well, what's wrong with you? Why are you not doing this? You have to make that decision to say, you know what? But I want this. And push that.